Once upon a mid-morning in the district of Cabbage Alarm, Tung 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 Sahur awoke to a strange sound. Kirsch, kirsch. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the neighbor's pet trombone. It was cucumbers, whispering in unison. Not again, sighed Tung 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 Sahur, stretching his cylindrical arms. They're planning another pickle uprising. He looked out the window, and there they were. Thousands of cucumbers in tiny top hats, slithering politely through the garden. Excuse me. Pardon me. It's time for revolution, you know. Suddenly, his communicator rang. Bist boom. On the screen appeared his archenemy, Professor Olivier, the mayonnaise-powered villain from Basement 13. Sahur, the cucumbers are not alone. They've joined forces with the Radish Syndicate. His monocle steamed with menace. Tung narrowed his enormous eyes. Time to call the team. 5 minutes later, aboard a flying bathtub over Sector Z, Bombardiro Crocodilo was steering with his tail while balancing 6 sausages on his snout. Tralalelo Tralala was composing a dramatic jelly symphony. General Marshmallow argued politics with a sock puppet in a military helmet. Together, they zoomed toward the great salad spiral, where destiny and dinner would be decided. As the flying bathtub approached the great salad spiral, a swirling mass of lettuce storms and crouton lightning, a giant holographic cucumber appeared in the sky. People of the fridge, it bellowed, we demand dressing equality. Tung 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 Sahur stood at the rim of the tub. This is worse than I thought, he muttered. They've upgraded their slogans. Below, the salad spiral churned violently. At its center stood a gleaming throne made of cheese slices and plastic forks. Upon it sat Supreme Cucumber, draped in napkins and chewing smugly on a sprig of dill. Tralalelo Tralala gasped. That's not just any cucumber. That's Cornichon the Cruel. Bombardiro Crocodilo pulled out his tactical pancake launcher. Let's butter up the battlefield. Suddenly, a flying saucer shaped like a potato chip descended. From it emerged dozens of elite radishes in velvet robes, led by Grandmaster Root, who held the sacred slicer of destiny. This spiral now belongs to the Rooted Alliance, he declared. General Marshmallow snorted. Over my melted marshmallow. The battle began. Spoons clashed with forks. Pickles were hurled like grenades. Tralalelo's jelly symphony activated a wave of synchronized dancing that confused the radish troops. And in the middle of it all, Tung 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 Sahur leapt onto the throne and shouted, We are not your salad. We are the main course. Tung 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 Sahur's voice echoed through the vortex. We are the main course. A hush fell over the battlefield. Even the radishes stopped mid-spin. Then, chaos. Supreme Cucumber screamed, Seize the imposter! Stuff him into the salad spinner! Elite Cucumbers lunged, but were immediately knocked back by a barrage of toasted croutons launched from Bombardiro Crocodilo's pancake cannon. Tralalelo Tralala played a wild chord that summoned a gust of mint wind, sending velvet-clad radishes tumbling through the air like elegant turnips. Meanwhile, General Marshmallow deployed his secret weapon, the Sock of Truth. He placed it dramatically on his hand, and the sock began speaking. Why do you fight? You're all just garnish. The words hit hard. The radishes froze. A lone tomato sniffled. Tung 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 Sahur climbed higher atop the cheese throne. You crave power, but you forget your roots. Lettuce, radish, cucumber, you were sliced from the same board. Gasps. Then, slowly, applause. Even Grandmaster Root blinked twice and said, He has a point. I don't even like salad. Just as peace was about to be declared, a low rumble began. The earth cracked, and from deep below rose Professor Olivier, riding a colossal mechanical egg. "Enough veggie nonsense," he roared. "It's time for the age of protein." The heroes gasped. The cucumbers screamed. A piece of feta fainted. Tung 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 Sahur squared his shoulders. "Then let's scramble this egg." The colossal egg shook. Gears groaned. Professor Olivier's monocle gleamed as he shouted, "Bow before the yoke-powered empire." With a mechanical clank, the egg opened, revealing hundreds of tiny egg minions in protein armor, wielding forks. "Tralalelo tralala," whispered. "That's a lot of cholesterol." Bombardiro Crocodilo didn't hesitate. "Prepare the syrup mines." A pancake-powered catapult launched waffles into the sky, raining sugary doom. But the egg minions deflected them with bacon shields. Tung 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 Sahur leapt from the throne, grabbing the sock of truth. "Enough grease," he cried. "We'll fight you with flavor." He bit into a spicy pepper. His eyes watered. His fists glowed. General Marshmallow unleashed the final plan, Operation Egg Beater. From beneath the battlefield rose a blender the size of a bus, powered by dancing mushrooms. The blade spun with righteous fury. Professor Olivier screamed, "You wouldn't dare!" "Oh, we dare," said Sahur. "Scramble mode activated." With a thunderous roar, the blender roared to life. Egg minions screamed. The great egg trembled. Tralalelo tralala sang a dissonant chord that shattered omelets midair. Suddenly, silence. Only a soft sizzle remained. The battlefield was covered in breakfast. Tung 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 Sahur stood at the center, yoke on his shoulder, victorious. Professor Olivier, now inside a cracked shell, muttered, "I just wanted to be sunny side up." Sahur knelt beside him. "You were always a little scrambled, Professor." The battlefield was quiet, or so it seemed. Deep below, beneath layers of syrup and scrambled memory, something ancient steeped. A forgotten whisper bubbled up through a sewer grate near the banana peel flagpole. "Tss. Tung, tung. Sahur." Sahur froze. His yoke-covered shoulder tingled. From the shadows emerged the forbidden tea bag, last brewed in the war of caffeine, banished to the land of lukewarm drinks. It hovered, steaming. "I have steeped in exile long enough," it hissed. "The age of bitterness has begun." Tralalelo tralala gasped. "It's herbal." Bombardiro Crocodilo narrowed his eyes. "Where's your sugar permit, steep fiend?" The tea bag twirled in midair. "I need no sweetness, only scalding revenge." With a shriek, it unleashed the infusion storm, chamomile lightning, mint tornadoes, and licorice fog. The breakfast battalion scrambled again, sliding on toast tiles. Sahur raised the sock of truth once more. "I'll steep you no longer." He summoned the legendary teacup of resistance, forged from grandmother spoons and cafe receipts. "You may be strong," Sahur growled, "but you forgot one thing." He spun midair. "We add honey." With a thunderous splash, Sahur dunked the tea bag into the cup. The storm stopped. The air smelled of lemon and closure. The tea bag, soggy now, whispered, "Maybe I just needed to feel steeped in purpose." Sahur nodded solemnly. "Next time, use a saucer." Peace lasted 3.5 breakfast cycles. Then the cookies snapped. The Cookie Council, once a proud alliance of biscotti, snickerdoodles, and oatmeal raisin elders, declared independence from dessert unity. Led by the radical crumb commander, they launched Operation Crumblestorm, demanding cookie-only lunchboxes and mandatory dunking zones. Tralalelo tralala gasped, holding a crumbling diplomatic biscuit. "They've gone brittle." Bombardiro Crocodilo adjusted his monocle. "This smells like gluten extremism." Tung 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 Sahur stood atop the pancake tower, cape flapping like a syrup flag. He knew what this meant, a civil snack war. But there was hope. Legend spoke of the milk of mediation, a neutral, cooling liquid that could soothe even the crunchiest rebellion. So Sahur set out with his team, Tralalelo, Bombardiro, and new recruit General Jello, a sentient dessert with shaky resolve and a doctorate in conflict puddingology. They journeyed across the yogurt fields, through the land of expired cereal, to find the milk. But the Cookie Council wasn't waiting. They'd weaponized sprinkles, installed marshmallow mines, formed tactical dunk squads. As Sahur reached the foamy peaks of Froth Valley, he whispered, "If we don't cool the crumble, we all melt." Atop the foamy peaks, where cream clouds drifted like sleepy whipped dreams, Sahur stood face to face with the Crumb Commander. Behind him, the Cookie Council army clattered. Cookies armored in chocolate chips, wielding candy canes sharpened into spears. Behind Sahur, Tralalelo holding a peace flag made of cotton candy. Bombardiro balancing a tray of freshly baked compromise muffins. And General Jello vibrating with both tension and gelatin. Sahur lifted the ancient bottle, the milk of mediation. He spoke calmly. "Crumb Commander, you say cookies must crumble alone. But what is a cookie? Without a cup of milk?" The commander trembled. "You mean?" "Yes." Sahur nodded. "Together, we're dunkable." A hush fell. The wind stopped swirling. Even the sprinkles froze midair. Then, slowly, the commander removed his chocolate chip helmet. "I missed dunking," he admitted. The crowd murmured, and just like that, the muffin accord was signed. The sprinkles were disarmed. The marshmallow mines diffused. The tactical dunk squads turned into cooperative dessert choirs. Sahur smiled. At last, the snack dome was whole again. And that night, under a vanilla-scented moon, the former rivals gathered in the pudding amphitheater to sing the old dessert anthem. "One crust, one crumb, together we drum, from pancake to pie, let dessert voices rise, beats